We're here in the studio at the farm, back from Indy with producer Ben. Hey, Ben.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back.
Yeah, finally stopped sweating.
Yeah, seriously.
It was warm
That was
in Indy.
probably the hottest day at the racetrack I've had in at least the whole year, but in a while, I would say.
It's a new high water mark for you.
It is.
Yeah. Today, we're going to look back at our weekend in Dover as well as Indianapolis. I'll take you on a trip just outside of Dover to Vincent Farms, where Ray Vincent is going to tell us all about the best sweet corn in the East. Then we'll look ahead to Iowa, and I'll answer some of your Ask Ross Anything questions. But first, let's jump into the Smashdown presented by LEVRACK. Before we talk about that, though, let's jump back to Dover, man. I was in the Acceptance Insurance Chevy for the Xfinity Series, and if y'all didn't see, we ran around fifth. Was about the best we could run, and then the rear gear broke. So tooth broke off the pinion gear. It sounded terrible, and I pulled in, and there was a hole in the back of the rear end housing. Our day was done. Didn't have any drive in it, so barely could limp around to the garage. And unfortunately, race 4 of 5, that makes now with Junior Motorsports, that we have not really been in contention again. Coda we were, and Darlington we were, but then Nashville and Dover we weren't really in contention the last two. So for Corey Shea, he's won with Daniel. He's won with SVG. I've had more races than both of them, and I haven't been able to get it done. So got one more coming up.
No pressure.
Don't F it up is what keeps ringing in my head.
You said it, not me.
Look, Corey's bringing race-winning cars. I sped on pit road at Coda. I didn't get off pit road first at Darlington, and then we just weren't fast enough at the other two. So into the Cup race, I made it almost 400 laps, and then I crashed with like 15 to go-ish. Just simply got loose off turn 2, overcorrected, augered it into the concrete 6 inches deep. So
You what?
Augered it.
What does that mean?
Well, that's a Florida word for... I don't know. I mean, I hit the wall without anybody around me.
Yeah.
The safer barrier definitely compressed. It's terrible. It's just not. It's not acceptable. So for me, to crash like that is just not what I'm about. Like, my job is to take the car to the limit, step over it, and bring it back, and still have a race car intact. And I didn't do that at Dover. I made it so long, and I had pushed the limit a lot, and then wasn't able to catch it that time. So an unforced error on my part, but it definitely is really not acceptable. So that happens, but I just kind of hold myself accountable, and I hold myself to a higher standard. So definitely tough to tear that car up. We move on, and we moved on to Indy, where I ran the truck at IRP, which that's special to me because that was where my first National Series race was. So in 2011, to take y'all back in time, I'm an 18-year-old kid in high school, and instead of racing across the state of Florida and at my local track, for some reason, my family and I decide to go do this one race in the NASCAR Truck Series. Just wanted to do a bucket list thing, and somehow we practiced like slowest. Second practice, we were faster than like 6 trucks. Then in qualifying, I qualified 15th, and then I finished 10th. And we were like, wow, that's crazy. I think we could do this more. But IRP was the catalyst for all this. So once the Truck Series started going back there several years ago, I wanted to race there. My brother raced there a couple years ago, and I wanted to. So last year and this year, I've went back and haven't been able to compete for the win like I want yet, but we'll get there with the Nice team. Wally Rogers gave me a truck capable of running in the top 10. I do have to talk about the left front tire. The most noteworthy part of our night was not getting the lug nuts on the left front on a pit stop at the end of stage 1, and I drove over the tire. I tried to back up, and you saw it, Ben. I went to back up, and it was going to rip the nose off, so I just decided to go forward and thought, if I tear it up, I tear it up. I know Al Neese will want me to try. Like, it says on my dash, press the attack. Well, I literally pressed the attack when I dropped the clutch in first gear and drove over my left front tire.
I was probably 10 pit stalls in front of you, and I see a truck. Like, I look around the corner. I'm like, oh, I think that's Ross. I saw the watermelon scheme. And then I turn around and I turn back again because I heard just a boom. And I was like, oh, that's not supposed to happen. I wasn't sure what happened. And then I saw the tire kind of roll off or something. So
Yeah.
I asked you on Sunday, but it didn't hurt when you landed because it sounded pretty loud.
No, it didn't hurt.
That's good.
I mean, everything in the front clip, the front splitter, everything hit, but it folded the door under and moved the nose up, but it was not enough to matter, which is a testament to the Nice built truck. Like, they build everything in-house. They build the chassis. They weld the roll cage together to the frame rails, mount the front and rear clip, all the bars, like everything's built in-house at Nice. So we ended up finishing 9th after Friesen got DQ'd, which should touch on that he got hurt in that big block modified this week. So thinking of him, terrible wreck.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So that's, I mean, he's ran those things and won more races than most people have ever actually raced. So, yeah, glad that he's on the road to recovery for that, and hope to see him back. We moved on to the Cup race. We did not practice or qualify well, and then in the race, we're just plugging along in like the mid-30s. Like, I only saw one car behind me. It was McDowell. The rest of the cars were like way back. It was the first run of the race, and they had fallen off the back, and then all of a sudden, I'm spinning out in turn 3. Like I said at the beginning, I hadn't even broken a sweat yet. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. You're pretty matter of fact in your interview, which is all you can say.
Yeah.
So
McDowell rolled in there, misjudged it, hit me in the back bumper. I spun out. It wasn't intentional, and we move on. It's not a big deal. But Bubba won. Darrell, more what I call him. That was an awesome win. So cool to see. I was already back in Charlotte, but that was good.
Yeah, cool for him. Seemed a lot of people were pumped for him, which is cool. Winning the crown jewel, it's pretty sweet, as you know. So
yeah, I saw a picture of him with the ring and winning the Coke 600. I know what that feels like now, to win a race and get given the ring right away, and what that means to me. I can imagine what that means for him. He made it look easy, honestly.
Yeah, and they were close on fuel too.
Yeah.
I think it was either Byron or Larson behind him were on the same. They pitted around the same lap, so one of them ran out, and he saved just enough to finish. So that was cool. Yeah,
William ran out, and Darrell had enough to do burnouts. So, yeah, cool for him. All right, before I answer some of your Ask Ross Anything questions, and we look ahead to Iowa, let's take you on a trip to Delaware, where I got to talk with Ray Vincent of Vincent Farms, and he's going to talk all things sweet corn. Let's look at that now. All right, guys, today we are boots on the ground in Laurel, Delaware at Vincent Farms. We're going to talk some corn and a lot of other crops at the Vincent's farm. We're here with Ray Vincent. Mr. Ray, thank you for having us out today.
My pleasure.
What is keeping you busy these days? I see a lot going on here at the packing shed.
We're picking sweet corn, and we started picking bell peppers about 10 days ago. Started picking watermelons on Monday of this past week. Cantaloupes now, and tomatoes about probably 2 weeks as well.
Talk to me about that. How do you manage all the different crops and give enough attention to each one to keep it all moving?
A lot of planning, really. I mean, it's a 12-month job. We have to plan, months and months ahead. And fortunately, we've been doing this for a long time, so there's kind of a lot of stuff that's happens the same way every year. We've expanded drastically over the last 20 years. More importantly, we got a real good team that knows what they're doing. A lot of these guys that are helping us in our supervisory capacities, I mean, their fathers worked here, and of course they grew up doing it and they know the deal. And then we got a tremendous family, my brother and my son and my daughters, and 2 of my sons actually. They're very active in the business and have been around it since day one for them. So Jonah started making tomato boxes up there at 5 for a nickel a piece.
That's what you pay him. For you, was there ever a thought or an opportunity, or when you look back at your life, to do something other than farming and ag?
I studied econ at college, so I had some opportunities come there, but it's just not what I wanted to do. And my father, he was dead set against me doing this for a living, but I just told him that I was 21, 22 years old, and I said, if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? I'm not going to do it 10 years from now, so I'm going to do it now, and if it doesn't work, then I'll go do something else.
So did your dad farm?
He did as a young man, and then he decided to go into the building supply business, and he was a cabinet maker by trade. But he never really lost the desire to do it. Just, in those days, it was walking behind a mule, and he didn't really want to do that. So he kind of, got us our start. He bought some land and was very supportive. And, our 1978, we started with 2 acres of watermelons as a 4-H project. And that was the beginning of Vincent Farms, was a 4-H project. This corn, probably in 7 weeks, we'll be harvesting it right around the Labor Day holiday. The irrigation's in the background there, so all of our veg is irrigated here. We can't do it without irrigation. So once it gets ready, we'll go out here and pick it by hand. We do have a machine, but we don't use it a whole lot. Only if we get jammed up. There's a lot less handling if we can do it by hand. We don't have to handle as much trash at the packing shed. So we'll pick it in big wooden bins. We'll take the bins up to the packing shed. We'll dump them. They'll go across the packing line. They'll put them into boxes, the 4 dozen boxes, and then we'll cool that and ice it, and then we'll ship it. Everybody that grows sweet corn swear they got the best sweet corn, right? And there's a lot of competition to determine who's got the best sweet corn, and we always win.
That's right. That's right. Hey, this is your episode. We can say whatever we want. What about your water? You said you're all irrigated on all your crops. You couldn't do without it. How are you on wells? What's your water situation out here on the peninsula? You're surrounded by the ocean and the bay.
Right.
And I don't know that a lot of people think about this being as much agriculture out here on the peninsula.
So here we're really fortunate. We've got really good available groundwater. I can tell you particularly that the well that runs this farm is an 8-inch well. We're 100 feet in the ground and well over 900 gallons a minute. And we're very blessed, and that's one reason we can do what we do, because we have a very, very available, economical water source. On the watermelons and on the peppers and tomatoes, we use all drip. So that's low pressure with the tube that goes down underneath the plastic, and same thing. If we can put an 8-inch well in the ground and get 500-600 gallons with no problem.
So you talked a little bit about your dad getting y'all started, you growing it, exponentially from that first 2 acres of watermelons. The next generation is now actively involved. I know Jonah and the rest of the kids, well, they're my generation, my group. But why do you keep doing it? You don't have to come to the office every day. You don't have to work 12 months out of the year if you didn't want to. Why do you keep doing this?
I don't know how much longer. So, I love it, right? I love it. I don't know what else to do. I don't get on a tractor hardly anymore, which is what I truly love. Getting out here and cultivating, this morning would have been like a vacation to me. So I don't get the chance to do that very often, but I really, I enjoy the relationships, especially in the watermelon industry. That's like a family, and that's not an exaggeration. You take old Yankee from Delaware, and I've been part of that organization for 35 years, and so I like the people. I like to see stuff grow, and I like to be able to provide for our employees, because without them we couldn't do anything. So it's we want to provide a nice wage and good conditions for them to work in, and that's all those things are kind of what my reward is, and it's great that I got the next gen coming, because I guess I probably would be doing it, but we would be doing things much differently if the next gen wasn't coming along. Right. So it's all about the next gen for me. So.
Well, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of work to be done. I appreciate you letting us come in and interrupt your day here. And to say thank you, one of the things, we got some Georgia boots for you.
All right.
We know you're working hard, so we'll put you in a new pair. I think this is the right size, so that's for you.
All right, sir. Well, thank you.
Yep. I want to say thank you. So thank you for having us out. And
we've enjoyed watching your career blossom, and keep heading to the front.
That's right. We're going to try this weekend at Dover. So.
That's right. Good deal.
Thank you, Mr. Ray.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
A big thanks to Ray Vincent, Vincent Farms, and Georgia Boot. Now let's jump into our Ask Ross Anything questions. All right, make sure to keep submitting your questions to the comment section on our full episodes on YouTube. Our first question this week comes from Oliver, and he asks that with me running the truck race at IRP last weekend and running my last Xfinity race this weekend at Iowa, how do I decide which non-cup races to run? And Oliver, that's just a kind of a group effort. So I guess I'll start with trucks. That's a Al Nice, Cody Efaw conversation that I have with the group at Nice, and we come up with what we think races we want to win, where we ran good at, where do we want to run better at, what races do they have sold or potentially sold for other drivers, and I try to kind of mold in what's best for the team. For this year, it was the third truck was a bunch of part-time drivers with 2 full-time drivers with Caden Honeycutt, Matt Mills in the full-time trucks, and then I filled in with several drivers, Bailey Curry, Connor Jones, Matt Gould, and the third truck, the 44 with Wally Rogers. So that one's just kind of a group effort. And then for Junior Motorsports this year and the 9, I got to pick my 5. So I specifically picked COTA first, knowing that SVG and Daniel were going to want other road course races, but I was strongest that I wanted COTA first. And then the other 4 were races that I wanted. And Acceptance Insurance wanted to be a part of that. So Dale, Kelly, LW, Joe Mattis, we were all able to agree with Justin and the group at Trackhouse, and that was me being the squeaky wheel is why I got those 5 races at JRM this year. Is I've wanted those for a long time, and we finally were able to put it together. Next question is from at Utah Hockey Fan I9?
It's like L9.
L9?
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm shopping for watermelons at the supermarket, how can I tell if the watermelons come from your family's farm in Florida, and does it have a special sticker? So at grocery stores across the country, our watermelons from our farm are sold under the Melon 1 label. So Melon 1, not stylized like the number 1 car with the Trackhouse 1, just a normal number 1. It's a black or white sticker, and it's got kind of a round oval and a banner that comes off the bottom of it. So hopefully our great team here at Ag Asphalt will throw that label up on the screen right now. I like delegating things, so hopefully they do that, and you can see the sticker on the watermelons and what it looks like in the store. Our bin is mostly branded Melon 1. Sometimes it's a generic bin, but a lot of times we've got our branding on it. So that's how you find ours. But hey, if you don't see it, buy any watermelon you see, please. And then from Zach R 1896 asks, when am I coming down to New Zealand for a visit with old Shane? I've talked about it ever since he won Chicago and told him that I want to come down one day. I have always, for as long as I can remember, had a dream of going to Australia, which I know is different. I'm not comparing them, but I wanted to get that way, and now I will do New Zealand because of Shane. But Australia has always been on the list because it's like the furthest thing on the globe I could ever find. And as a kid, I thought that would be cool to go down there, like cross the equator and way around the world. So one day, I don't know when. Need to do it though. Need to make it down there. So that's it. That's our 3 questions we picked this week. So y'all keep submitting them to the comment section. Iowa, the land of row crops is the way I look at it. Flat land, not a lot of trees, large acreage of row crops, all continuous, usually only split by a road or an interstate. That's the only thing that's going to interfere with a farm out there. So yeah, excited to get out there. Had always heard about it, and then until I raced in NASCAR, I never had been out to the Midwest to look at ag. We did a trip when I was a kid and went up around the country and drove out there, and I just remember farm field after farm field, and as a kid, I didn't like it, and now I love it. So yeah, it's great to see farmers in the area come out to the race, and it's kind of a break. Like, farming is stressful. Farming is, you're at the will of Mother Nature. And for a couple of hours this weekend on Saturday and Sunday with each race, like, we'll be able to give a bunch of people that are really stressed in growing their crop, whether it's corn, beans, or some other row crop out there, give them a break. And that's what makes, I think, live sports so great. So ready to get out there. Got both races. Our last race in the Xfinity car. don't want to mess it up. So I feel like it can be, hopefully for acceptance insurance, shirt worn intentionally, our last race of the year on the Xfinity car. I want to put our best effort forward, and we've done the DIL work. We've done 4 races together, 3 on ovals. We want to try to tie it all together, and Corey Shea in the group, they've given me cars to compete. I've got to go execute, and it's not taken lightly. Truck races, Xfinity or Cup, you see it, Ben. We put the effort in, so
don't fuck it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On the Cup side, we've got a new Busch Light farming scheme. So Farm Rescue on the back of the car. It's a blue scheme this year. You saw green, more of a corn scheme last year. Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of a little bit surreal to see the car and see it totally dedicated to farmers. And yes, it's just vinyl on a race car, but for me and for so many others, it means so much more that we're able to spotlight ag in a positive way and raise money for Farm Rescue, and just talk about ag. Use this platform of racing in a circle to talk about ag and where all of our food comes from. So going to be really cool to strap into that car Sunday. It all starts on Saturday, trying to get a hold of the track, right? IndyCar just raced there a few weeks ago. The asphalt in the corners will be the second race on it. It's a little over a year old, and it looks like it has lightened up in color a lot. So the dark black asphalt has lightened. Still not as light as the unpaved or unrepaved parts, but it had to have lost grip. So we've talked to the Chevy IndyCar teams to see what they saw from last year to this year 1 to year 2 of the repave. But our Goodyear Eagle tires are going to react different. Well, that's going to do it. Everybody, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Ag to Asphalt, presented by LEVRACK and powered by Ag American Media. Be sure to tune in to the Iowa Corn 350 this upcoming Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on USA Network. If you're coming to Iowa this weekend, I'm going to be out at my merch hauler on Sunday from 9:35 to 10:05, and then the Chevy stage from 10:40 to 10:55. So y'all come check us out outside of the track ahead of the race. There's lots to do out in the midway there. A lot of good food and a lot of good things to see, and a lot of drivers out. You can see us before we go do battle. Be sure to subscribe to Like a Farmer on YouTube, where new episodes drop every other Thursday. Leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we'll see you in the next episode.